And we are back for this round 2 of the greatest, worst RTT of all time. My name's Adam Camilleri, rejoined once again for this intrepid round 2 with the wonderful Seth Oster. Hello, brother. And we are back for this round
It's
2
Ork time,
of
buddy.
the
Indeed,
greatest,
sir.
worst. Wow, indeed. Yeah, we got your list is going to be on stream. Well, the wonderfully crafted, awful list that you made.
Yes. And then it looks like we got Tyler Bortel going first with Alpha Legion, and bold move to move closer to this list. So we'll see how that works out for him.
Maybe there's no respect. Maybe there's no respect here for the Orkses, because this thing can crump, can't it?
Yeah. So the list I wrote, it looks like they had to make some modifications because they didn't have the Garrote Mega Tanks. But
Pathetic.
yeah, who doesn't have a bunch of Garrote Mega Tanks laying around? It was basically a bunch of close combat things, and nothing moving above 8 inches a turn. So if it gets the combat, it's a bunch of Goff vehicles. It's going to do damage. There's 2 Gorkanauts, which are just brutal in combat with 6 attacks apiece, and they have like the triple my attacks for swings if they want to into an infantry unit. And then it's Goffs, so they explode on 6s to hit. And there is a Morkanaut to give them a little bit of shooting support. Then there is a Mecha Dread, which is a 4-droid unit. It's running 2 kill cannons, which are 24 inches, a d6 shots each, strength 8, neg 2, 2 damage. But he's a 4+ ballistic skill. Exciting. He also can repair other Ork vehicles. So it's a dread that can walk forward and shoot and repair. There's the Ork Mega Dread, which this one is actually pretty spicy. It's got a ton of attacks with double Ripaclaw. I think they're I have to double check the damage profile, but I think they're at least 4 damage. But importantly, it has an inbuilt rule to reroll or roll 3 die, drop the lowest for charges. Which if you combine with ramming speed means that this guy rolls 4 dice, re-rolling all of them, dropping the lowest on a charge.
It's
And
not.
then we have
It's not awful.
no, and then and it's got some Def Dreads, which are also tricked out for close combat, and it's got Mech Boss Buzzgob, which gives out a +1 to hit to 1 unit. So when it makes it into combat, it's gonna do damage. But the problem is, it's a bunch of really chunky bases trying to move around and make it into combat all at the same time, which is not very likely. It has basically no way to interact with flyers other than just shoot at them and hope.
Yep.
It has no obsec and it has 1 infantry, so it's really going to be hampered by terrain. It's not going to be able to try to bully things off objectives without actually just going to punch them. So that was the idea, at least. It also gives up just a metric ton of points in the bring it down category, which Tyler took because that was a good choice. So yeah, we'll see how this works out. You want to take us through the Thousand Suns, or not the Thousand Suns, the Alpha Legion list?
Yeah, Alpha Legion. Yeah, I was actually looking at the sisters list, just for a bit of a lulls through the daisies, because I was just curious. But yeah, this is an Alpha Legion battalion. It starts off with some Dark Disciples, which means there's a Dark Apostle, of course, Chaos Lord and Terminator armor. 27 cultists for inexplicable reasons. 1, 2, 3 units of 5 Chaos Space Marines with an auto cannon in each, just cause you wanted to waste some points. 2 Hellbrutes, with one with a plasma cannon, actually both with plasma cannons, one with a scourge, one with a fist. 10 possessed, which I think is what they're getting out of the Rhino right now. A unit of 5 Termies with combi plas and power axes. 1 unit of bikers. It's 5 bikers with Marcus Slanesh for some double shooting action. A unit of 5 raptors with 2 plasma guns. 3 vindicators and a Helldrake and a Rhino. This is god awful, and I love it.
I feel like those Vindicators really wanted to see those Orks vehicles across the table.
Yeah, they were happy to see it, except for their range, which is 24 inches, which means they need to get within. Yeah, need to get pretty spicy close. Turn 1 charge coming from possessed.
I mean,
this
they're
is
getting up
brave.
there. He's trying to move block.
He is. Well, because there's only like really 2 lanes of ingress for the Orks whatsoever.
And he has a Gorkanaut in each of them, it looks like.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Those guys only move 8 inches.
Yeah, what does 10 possessed do to a Gorkanaut, do you think?
T8, 3-up armor, ramshackle. So I'm not assuming they're not over strength 8, right? Or strength 7. So they're going to be like 1 damage. They're going to wound on 5s. They're going to hit on whatever they hit. Like I don't think they have enough to really bring down. And there's 2 different sources of repair in that list.
Yep.
And Orks have an act on top bracket strat for Gorkanauts.
Yeah.
Now Sean did only start with 3 CP, so I wasn't too nice.
Nah, what I love is the Helldrake has literally nothing to do this game. It can't threaten anything in melee, can't threaten anything with shooting because of Ramshackle, and if it charges, it loses. Like it's actually pretty hilarious.
It does not want to be in combat.
Wants none of this heat. This is going to be a fun matchup. The Vindicares can just pop off, they can just pop off and do some crazy crap. Who knows? They could just kill a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I mean they're D6 damage shots, right?
Mm-hmm. Strength 10 -3 D6, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's putting him on a 6-up armor save. He's wounding on 3s. It's D6 shots.
Did you bring a Morka with a KFF?
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, mate. Wasn't too powerful for the boys. I like it a lot.
No, it wasn't too powerful.
Wasn't too powerful. Is that a warp chicken next to the sisters? This isn't the sisters. This is the Alpha Legion. Apologies.
Yeah. Could be a sister.
The stream title is confusing. Biff Pod 100th episode extravaganza and LVO coverage. Definitely better than the LVO right here.
I would definitely say this is not the LVO coverage.
Yeah, spot on. Whatever. They'll fix it up when they can be bothered. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, please. This is all for the sake and for the cause of Charity Hammer, very specific charity as well called Child's Play. In addition, actually, to supporting a couple of others, I shouldn't say that. So Child's Play supports children undergoing medical care by providing them entertainment needs, electronic games, digital aids, things like that, in order to make their stay in hospital or whatever they're undergoing more pleasurable, more tolerable, while they're, possibly away from their families, etc., etc. It's a cause pretty close to a couple of members of our community. In addition, I think it's just a course that a lot of people can get in behind. Hospital, a lot of nerds they're undergoing more pleasurable, can relate to the needs for entertainment, possibly away from diversion, etc. It's a cause pretty close to a couple of medical, in addition, members. So it is a cause pretty close to a lot of people's hearts. If you can give, please do so. The donation link is here, there, and everywhere. Behind hospital, I will chuck up more pleasurable. Can relate to the needs for entertainment, Charity Hammer website where you can go. It's a cause pretty close to a couple of members. Charity Hammer, in addition to hearts, if you getting a link to the show. The donation link is here, there, and everywhere. Behind hospital, I will chuck up more pleasurable. Can relate to a link to needs for entertainment. Charity Hammer website where you can go. Cause pretty close to a couple of members. Charity Hammer, in addition to
it's all in, buddy.
Getting a link to sending. The donation link is here, there, and everywhere.
There isn't going to be
a whole lot. Can relate to they still have the line breaker side where you can
it's all in, buddy.
Here's sending. The donation link is here, there, everywhere.
There isn't going to be a whole lot.
Can relate to they still have the line breaker side where you can
looks like we've got a wound die.
It's all in, buddy. Here's sending. The donation link is here, everywhere.
There isn't going to be
line breaker.
a lot.
Can relate to line breaker
looks like we've got a wound die.
If you do so, if you indicate can apply the donation
everywhere. There isn't going to be
line breaker.
a lot.
Can relate
looks like we've got a wound die.
If you do so, if you indicate can apply the
looks like we've got a wound die.
If you do so, if you indicate can apply the line breaker.
looks like we've got a boom guy.
Yeah,
I'm not
do
seeing
so.
it all.
If you can fire the space. We're gonna be quiet for a little bit until we hear that we have a bit of relief for you. Apparently it's fixed. Cool. Beautiful. You'd love to hear it.
That
So
dial's being adjusted. More
yeah,
damage coming in.
the
No, no. I
um,
really hope chat can hear the man behind the curtain because that.
yeah,
Oh
it
damn
is
it!
so funny.
I believe there.
Oh no
Oh
way!
wow! Oh, Hank
No
Hank pulled it
way!
out last round by 7 points against Fred. So actually, the Wraith spam Eldar advance and the Crimson Fist goes away. I'm running out of meat walls.
He must have crushed it. He must have
Yeah,
absolutely crushed it in that last turn, like literally like a leapfrogged in. Either that or like they hadn't been updating like no prisoners
yeah,
onto the total, which would have made things a lot closer than the 20-point deficit we thought Hank had the entire time. But usually people tally up no prisoners at the end of the game anyway, so we won't begrudge him that.
no. So what do you think about secondary choices for Tyler?
Let's have a quick look. So Stranglehold, raise the banners, and bring it down. Stranglehold is a no-brainer on this mission most of
Yep,
the time.
yep,
As for raise the banners, I suppose he has got the 3 units of infantry with the Chaos Space Marines and the cultists, which can do that pretty easily. That should be on this table on this terrain. He should be able to protect and insulate 2 of
yeah.
those banners for a lot of the game, and bring it down is ubiquitous, just like auto take.
Obviously, yeah,
Yeah. The only one that question is Stranglehold, because had Sean gone first with the Orcs, Stranglehold would have looked iffy.
yeah, yeah. If he was able to get midfield turn one, top of one with those big Gorkanauts and Morkanauts, had been uphill struggle to get through those.
Yeah, agreed. What do you think of Sean's?
So he took Stomp 'em Good, which is basically kill more crap in combat, grind essentially in combat. I think that's a good call for this list because it's going to take a lot to bring down any one of those orc models. And each of those do count as a unit, but it's a beefy thing to take down. So I think that's a good one. Bring it down. I mean, yeah, if he can get to those vehicles and those hell brutes, they're going to die. They're not going to survive combat. He has
Correct.
a little bit of shooting from the Morkanaut and the Mecha Dread that could do some damage.
Mhm.
Looks like if I'm seeing things correct, Tyler failed his turn one charge with those possessed,
Yeah,
which
it
is
does
fairly big.
look like what I think has occurred,
And
which is
then
a bit rough.
yeah, Stranglehold. I think that's also that's a decent one because he's going to have to fight to stay on the objectives. He's going to have to punch stuff
Mm.
off. But I mean, he doesn't have any other choice. He's got to be on those objectives and he's got to be punching things. So I think it's a decent call.
Yeah, I think Sean's
I think he's gonna. This list is just going to struggle with primary though. So
yeah.
he's got to go for the killing blow, which is probably right now. If he can pick up,
Full send. No, nothing
yeah,
but
if
send.
yeah, I mean, he's got to put everything out there that he can. I mean, he takes out those rhinos, those possessed. If he can get to possessed rhino, and if he can find a way through shooting to have got enough of those possessed gone that he can get into that first vindicator, I think he's in a good spot.
Yeah, because the toughness 8 on the Vindicators actually makes him quite hard for this army to crack right shooting.
Yeah,
Maybe if you're lucky, you can kill one or mostly kill one, right?
yeah. But if he can get the possessed picked up with shooting so that they're out of the way and opening up a charge lane, because that dread, any one of these vehicles, he could pop the 3d6 charge strat. The
Mm.
dreads act as separate units now.
So here's the thing that I thought from Tyler's full turn one send is that you just gave the army a little bit more movement than it had, right? Everything was only going to move 8 inches, give or take, and
Yep.
now they're moving 8 inches and getting a charge roll with a pile and a consolidate. So what happens is that the two Death Dreads charge into the the Gorkanauts charge into the Possessed and the Rhino, and then the Death Dreads dogpile and get two charges off into the Rhino and the Possessed. The Gorkanauts fight first, kill those two vehicles, and then the Death Dreads get free 6-inch moves, probably going past and tapping the Vindicator, and then becoming the things that need to be addressed immediately. So, and also what happened in Tyler's turn is he went first and didn't remove anything. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he did some damage, but yeah, nothing went down. And in terms of, like I said, they have the act on top strat for the units that bracket, but the actual Def Dreads don't bracket.
mm-hmm.
Um, the movement is the main thing that brackets that you care about in the Morkanauts and Gorkanauts.
Yep,
But they're going from like 8 to 7 to 6.
the 7 to 6, yeah.
It's not huge jumps in those guys, so I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Is the other game up and running yet? That's the question.
Yeah, I'd love to get a call of that game because that's Tyranids versus Sisters. It's actually quite a competitive. It's
Yeah, because
non-competitive list, but it's quite a competitive matchup.
Sean's doing his movement now, so I think we can switch over to that. Oh my god,
Actually, looks beautiful. The red
it
Nids on
does.
the red planet looks gorgeous.
Yeah. So we've got Mitch who's playing Sisters. That list was written by John Lennon. He tried to make it as bad as he can, but
He did. He
actually
succeeded.
in the vamping between rounds, John did say he accidentally gave him Mitch a list that was actually pretty good into these Tyranids because he gave them a
Yeah.
custom whatever you want to call it chapter trait where they ignore modifiers with their bolt guns.
hmm
So the Malanthropes are not super useful for the sisters or for the Nids. So that'll be interesting. And then, yeah, this is, as Colin described it, an 8th edition Nid list using the 9th edition book. So we'll see how this works out. You want to go into those lists a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. I've got the sisters list up and ready to go. So, the two build your own components of this list is each time model this conviction makes an attack with a bolt weapon, you can ignore any roll, hit roll, and bliss skill modifiers. And then in addition, it gets one free reroll to hit or to wound per squad. So those are the two build your own essentially successor traits, whatever. Starts off with a I think this is a battalion. It's got Vindicare Assassin, amazing. Triumph of St. Catherine, 2 units of 20
I
sisters.
like to point out that the sisters basing matches the table.
I know this is actually a gorgeous matchup. 4 heavy bolters, a contender bolt gun, a power maul, simulacrum, and incensor cherub on each unit of 20 sisters. So essentially, got everything they can possibly take. 285 points of 20 sisters. Astrid Thurga, which is the awful special character that I've never seen on the table before. 10 Dominions with the Stormbolters. To actually have the Stormbolters. 1, 2, 3, 4 emulators. 4 emulators with heavy bolters. Not even melters or heavy flamers. Actually heavy bolters. Because, of course, they're getting the best out of the bolter rules. There's got a Spearhead with a Missionary, a Dialogus, a Preacher, a Exorcist, and 3 single penitent engines. I wish this list was good because it's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. And I believe when some of those weapons you were describing were blast weapons. Is that right?
Which is the blast weapons? The Exorcist?
There's something, and I think on the units they might have had some blast. Where were they? I'm going by Mr. Lennon
News to
saying
me, mate.
he said that he put something on there that had blast, and he's like, oh great, I put blast on these units, and they have
he's got
30 gaunts.
He's got the conflagration rockets, which are the crappier rocket, which might be better in this matchup.
Yeah, probably. We'll have to go look at that. The Nid list, I've got that on deck if you're ready for it.
Lay it on me.
All right, close your eyes. Drift back to about a year ago.
Yep.
It's High Fleet Kraken.
Yep.
Featuring a Malanthrope, Swarmlord.
Love it.
2 units of 30 Devouragons.
Adorable.
2 units of 10 Gene Stealers. 2 units of 3 Sky Slashers. And 2 units of 6 Hive Guard.
Oh my god. This is adorable.
This is the 8th edition list.
It is exactly the 8th edition list. Just, wow, that is real bad. I've played against this list. John was running this list like in prep for LVO, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually
That list was terrifying.
it
Now, I
was.
don't know. That so the Hive Guard have to have direct line of sight now. So it looks like they've got them moved out. And looks like they've chucked some Steelers up to tag some sister unit there on the upper left.
Hmm.
Uh I got to imagine that the Steelers when combat activates, they're just going to pick up those sisters, right?
20 if it's a unit of 20 sisters, probably not. They'll do some damage, but they won't pick up all 20. Um, it's a funny that this is a system list without any combat. Like there's apart from the penny engines, 3 single pennant engines is the entirety of the combat ability. There's actually some really cute things that Mitch can do here. He's actually got 4 immolators, and they all have auto explode. They all just
Oh
have
God.
one CP auto explode, baby. Drive those down that opponent's throat. Blow them up again. Next turn, blow up another one. Ah, it's turn 4. You should have blown up a immolator every turn for 4 turns. Like it's just, it could be pretty funny, man.
Now, I do have to come to Mr. Lennon's defense in the construction of this list because he did try to make this list worse than it appears.
Yep.
The 4 immolators, the only legal things that could go in them are the characters.
Yes, there is
And
actually. He
and
made it. So go.
Yeah, he made it thinking we were playing the Nephilim rules, where if Mitch didn't put the characters in those vehicles, they would automatically explode at the start of the game.
Yeah.
We are not. We are playing Noctum rules right now. So this list would actually be worse tomorrow.
Surprisingly, it would be even worse.
Yeah.
Man, what are they going to do to make immolators good? Because they're a crowd favorite. Everyone likes immolators, but they are hottest garbage.
How many points are they?
110, I believe.
I think we had this discussion about impulsors the last game, where they're too many points.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
too
too
many
many
points.
points.
I
They're too many
mean,
points.
the difference between the impulsor and the immolator is the immolator actually has like a gun worth mentioning, like
Yeah, but
worth talking about.
it just costs too much.
Do they like what's a worthy price point for an immolator then? Same thing, around the 80 points. 80 points
Yeah,
seems
yeah,
too little.
yeah, I feel like 90 would be pretty good on them. You know, you're a decent transport. You can't take big squads, but there's plenty of sisters lists that are running 5-man body things.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, so they still have use in that transport capacity. And then
Mm,
after you dump out your retributor unit, that's like I'm here to dump Melta in your face and then die. You still have a decent vehicle with a decent gun running around.
yeah, yeah. I don't mind that. When armor contempt, if or when armor contempt actually goes away, the heavy flamer tanks I don't hate.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
think they could
actually,
be useful.
actually don't hate.
You know what they would love right now? Heavy flamer tanks.
What?
Yeah, the
Oh,
sisters want heavy flamers right now.
in the matchup,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely, my dude.
yeah.
Whew.
They just want to be roasting all them mid
I'm
bodies.
gonna kill 12 gaunts. Yeah, I'm gonna kill 12 gaunts, and I'm gonna die and explode and kill 3 more maybe.
Yeah,
You'll love to
yeah.
see
You
it.
just you just YOLO those things up the field. All right. So we got some damage coming in on the Pentiment engines. It looks like.
Yeah, they should be the targets of choice. Because they're the only thing that's gonna, like I said, that's gonna threaten in multiple phases. Everything else here is either is just shooting. They're the only combat
Yep.
unit. Like I think wraps are gonna be,
Ooh, did
um,
he? You said those are individuals, right?
yeah, 3 singles.
I think Matt split fire and left them, assuming that Mitch is a sane human being, left both Pentiment engines on one wound.
Mitch is pretty sane with an asterisk. um, but yeah, it does look like he's got 2 left on 1 wound over there, which is kind of nuts. If that is a swing and a miss,
Yeah.
that would be a big problem. Because what I
'Cause
think
I
is,
don't know if we're counting if this upper right piece of terrain is or like kind of upper mid right is obscuring because if it is, I don't know that back unit of Hive Guard has an angle then.
oh, true, yeah. If they are counting as obscuring, because they could count them as ruins just to put some more flavor on this table. This is I hope you guys are enjoying
Appreciate that. Yeah.
how beautiful a spectacle this is on the table. Like, it's 2 pretty gorgeous armies on a table that they match. You couldn't ask for better. We're going to quickly jump into chat and see who's kicking about. Thank you, very much for joining us, everybody. You guys are all absolute champions. Please give and donate to Charity Hammer where you can. Some absolutely incredible raffle prizes to going up. Pretty much like the keynote prizes is a what was it? You said $1,200 store
In-store
credit.
credit to
Yep,
Hammerhead Games that you can buy whatever you want. Magic
that's
cards,
yeah,
AOS,
brand new army.
MCP, Orks, whatever you want, really. Orks.
Mm. And the other one is a commission painted army by Sean Nayden, which to my mind is probably like maybe not dollar value, possibly as much as that, but like very
I don't
rare,
know. I don't know.
very
Like
rare.
that's one of those armies that if you have it, yeah,
Mm.
you don't ever let that go. That's like, saying you have an army painted by Sean Nayden is like you keep that on the shelf.
It would be
Even if you
absolutely
don't play that
wild.
army.
Yeah, even if you don't play it, like that's a one off. That's just
Yeah.
like yeah. And you know what? Just make sure we get some RSI and send me like 300 guard models and be like, chop chop. I ain't got time for this.
Yep.
Making Sean do grunt work for me would be like
Oh my God.
a joy. Do
Wait.
you
I
mind?
have to ask, are you doing WTC?
I am not playing. As of sits right now, I'm not playing. I am doing some form of coverage.
Because I was gonna say if you make Sean paint your army for WTC,
Oh, that's spicy as hell.
or if you wanted to play real head games, you send him an army that he thinks is your army for WTC but isn't.
Yeah, that's freaking hilarious. Thank you so much to the people joining us in chat still. Observer Ran, who I've not seen before. The GT starts tomorrow. Absolutely right. I believe it does. Haunted
Mhm.
Bagel back with us. CMDR joining us as well. Thank you very much. Oliver still here. Christopher and JK. Love your work, gentlemen. And or ladies, much appreciated your support. Yeah, spread the word. Like, share, subscribe. If you can't donate to Charity Hammer and help support us in that way, the best. Okay. We
Oh
just had a little
God.
update on the Nid game for the man in the year. But yeah, if you cannot donate to the wonderful charities that we are here in support of, please do the next best thing by liking and sharing
Yeah,
the
liking the
streams.
streams really help them visibility wise for
Yeah,
folks just checking out their YouTube homepage. So that's
and
always a good
yeah,
thing. And then share the link around,
tell
share the
people
story around.
tell people where you're hanging out this weekend. Tell your mates.
Yeah.
Tell your mates' mates. Tell your mates' dogs.
Tell them
Put
tell them about the hilarious stories you saw on stream.
yeah, absolutely right. One of which we just got told. What was that, Seth?
Yeah, so apparently Matt really, really got into the vibe of the game and playing Eighth Edition, uh, and thought that his Hive Guard had 36-inch range and ignored line of sight, not realizing that they're 24-inch range and don't ignore line of sight.
Literally, he just embodied share. Just started singing
Yep.
"If I Could Turn Back Time" and decided to roll with it.
Yeah, I mean it's an Eighth Edition list, but it's Ninth Edition rules. So
Yeah,
Matt got caught on that one. So that's probably
yeah,
why he
because
wasn't able to get those shots on those Pentland engines.
well, totally misdeployed the other unit of Hive Guard is pretty
Yep.
much what I extrapolated there. That top unit that's insulated really well with Gene Stealers and Termagants just ain't in range, buddy.
Yep.
Uh, we've seen the charge come through on the Gene Steals, making it to the top brick of 20 Sisters. Look, they got what? They got 4 attacks each, strength 5 -3.
Yeah.
Was it strength 4 -3? I think it's strength 4 -3. They get strength 5 when they twisted helix for GSC. Um, so they will shred Sisters very
Yeah.
well.
Is it gonna be enough sisters?
But it's threes by threes, yeah. Threes to hit, threes to wound on them.
Yep.
So I don't think they kill 20. Yeah, almost certainly don't kill 20.
All right. They're doing some model shuffling, but I haven't seen any bodies pulled yet.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the
The
bio.
bodies hit the hit, let the bodies hit the tray next to the table. Let the bodies hit the
Yeah,
tray next to the table.
table next to the table. Yeah, let the
Yeah.
bodies hit the pool.
No, do not
Uh,
throw the models in the pool.
no, do not do the bodies hit the pool. That'd
Colin
be
will
fine.
be mad.
He will.
There'll be shelves going missing again. It would be a whole
Mm.
mess.
Once again, just deploying in lava. Like, I mean, for whatever reason.
Yeah. All
How
right.
many are
Now we're
getting
seeing
picked
some
up?
systems. 3,
Uh,
4,
it's
5, 6.
already a lot. And he's going
Oh
back for
yeah,
more.
that's like. Oh yeah, it's like it's at least half the squad. Let's see.
Yeah, it's
9,
rough. It's not the whole
10,
squad.
11.
He'd be scooping in a different way if it was the whole squad. He might
Looks
be
like
the whole
he's
squad.
looks like he's down to like 3 or 4 models right now.
Yeah, it looks like he's down to about 4 models.
Yeah, I mean that's
Oh, no,
effect. Jeez,
is down to, is that 1?
just Mitch, quit picking up models. It looks like there's like 1 left. Yeah, because he's
Yeah,
rolling like 2 or 3 attacks, so I think he's got like 2 left, maybe.
yeah,
Oh nope,
and
we
looks like he
failed
just
morale.
failed morale, he just picked up the last one. That
Yep.
was yeah, so there you go. 10, Kraken Steelers still picks up 20 Sisters. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, they can sorry, I actually forgot they were Kraken as well, so they can have more
Oh,
attacks
there.
and
Look, I see 1 purple
do you?
model remaining.
Oh, what a legend! Lift! Lift, my lady!
I feel like that deserves a faith dice.
Absolutely. At all times. Uh, do the
All
systems
right.
get burned if they get close to the Nids because they're in the lava? And this
No,
Jay,
they just
Jay,
believe.
Jay says no because the Emperor protects.
Exactly. Jay's got it.
Uh,
All
love it.
right.
CMDR is the Navy shorthand for commander. Just a heads up. Oh, there you go.
All right.
Shorthand. There you go. That's
All
cool.
right. Well, now let's hop back over to that orc game now that we're switching over to the movement phase for that. Oh boy, what do we got here? Oh,
The send is on. Did manage to shoot dead a Vindicator. Vindicator, man.
all right. So I'm guessing then he's going to try to just body the remaining stuff off the middle here, and then just have a wall of armor. I
Well,
did see in
this
the chat earlier there was a question. We made a mistake. The Helldrake has fly is not a
no,
flyer.
no, I knew it was getting charged. It was
Oh
it
yeah,
was
so
just
yeah,
flew it
it's
over as a
yeah. So why?
distraction, I assume.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I mean that Def is going to make short work of that real quick.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. Like
I
it can't shoot anything dead. If it charges,
yeah
it just dies. Like it just dies on the clapback. So it
yeah.
literally, yeah.
There was a question in chat. What are the Forge Fiends and the Mauler Fiend count as? Those are counting as the Forge Fiend. The guy with the gun counts as the Mecha Dread,
Mhm.
and the tentacle one is the Mega Dread.
So had I done this differently, knowing what would have happened now when Sean's getting his clapback in his turn 1, it would have just been the Helldrake sitting where the middle
Yeah,
Rhino is, just to block up
yep. Just slow it
that
down.
middle lane, and that's it. And
Yeah,
then you have the Vindicators, 3 Vindicators shooting for 2 turns. You can do your line breaker trick. It was cute. And then then you have another 3. You still have 3
yeah,
in the next turn. In
yeah.
addition, you use the possessed to gum up on the next turn, and so you have 3 turns of security. As it is right now, I think Sean's going to absolutely roll straight through this Alpha Legion list.
Yeah, because that Def Dread is 7 attacks base right now. If he buffed that with the +1 to hit, it's looking at 7 attacks hitting on 2s, exploding on
hmm
6s.
hmm
At strength 14, neg 3, 3 damage.
Oh, kaput.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
same for both of the other 2. They
Well,
wouldn't be the +1 to hit in
he's
the
got a
middle,
so
and then you've got Orkanaut, a
yeah.
Morkanaut, and a Mecha Dread at that Rhino. Yeah, all of this is dead.
So turn 1, Tyler did he did some not insignificant amount of mortal wounds to a bunch of different targets, but didn't kill anything. And in the
Yeah,
clapback, he's lost a Vindicator, probably a Helldrake, a Rhino, and a unit of possessed. And you
yep.
just like, yikes.
Yeah, I mean, he's certainly gonna be able to probably start bringing down some of those walker bodies next turn now that they've been damaged and they're in midfield, but it's gonna
Hmm.
be a rough one. Oh boy. All right, so it's looking like we're doing some sweep attacks. Because
Uh,
they're into the possess would be my bet because they're winning on 2s. So that's 7, and those bad boys are at least 2 damage. Yep, the 1s and 2s are not gonna help the possessed. Tell you that
no,
much.
no, indeed. They
Yeah,
are so freaking dead, man.
yeah,
Alright, the best thing
yeah.
you could do is try and pick the Gorkanaut out, but I'm assuming the Gorkanaut fought first, so try and pick out
Yeah, yeah, I
the
think
Death Dread.
that swung first because that was the sweep attacks on it,
hmm
and those are neg 2, 2 damage, and he's getting 15 attacks off that, so he pulls, what? He failed 5 there, so he's gonna lose 5
Yeah.
possessed. He can still if he activates with like the Morkanaut and kills the Rhino,
Yeah,
that'll free up room to bring
to get 2
one of
Death
the
Dreads in.
yeah, you could get one Def Dread in to finish off the
Mhm.
uh possessed, and then you have a nice open lane to bring the other Def Dread and the Mega Dread right up in the middle, and now you've
Mhm.
got three of the smaller walkers pretty far forward, and the bigger walkers supporting them from
So
behind.
what does Tyler do in his turn? I suppose he's got the unit of 5 bikes that can string up that middle lane
Yeah.
and gum him up again. But I mean, we saw the shooting. If the shooting kills another Vindicator next turn, it's really just one
Yeah, so
Vindicator
I
and
think he's
2
got a
Helldreads.
target. The main shooting to be concerned about is that Mecha Dread in the back with its double
Mhm.
kill cannons, and then the
Yep.
Morkanaut with its big zap gun. So I think you pick one of those. I can't tell how many wounds is on that dial next to that Morkanaut, but it has taken
Yep.
some damage. And you just throw everything you've got shooting wise to try to bring that down, because then at least you're getting it into a combat trade game where
Yeah.
that move blocking can be a little bit more valuable.
It's impactful. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, spicy. Can we head over to the other game? I feel like it's pretty known what's going to occur here. Whereas I want to see what Mitch is going to do on the reply to clear out these gene stealers and then start pushing some influence up the table. Did Stranglehold? I don't think was scored by Matt in his turn. I don't believe. Has he got anything on the middle objective? Surely he's put something there, right?
Not on the middle objective, but Stranglehold, he just needs three, and he had three
Ah, the
Gene
gene
Stealers
stealers. Apologies, you're absolutely
on
right.
the
Yeah,
upper left, yeah, and
yeah,
then upper right and bottom right, so he should
yeah.
have scored that, so,
Yeah.
um,
I was thinking. Well, I was trying to think of did he get a
yeah,
character for the 3 points rather, but you're absolutely
yeah,
right. He does have 3. It doesn't matter.
and then I'm guessing Mitch got some points off Leap of Faith?
Yeah, it can only be leap of faith. Yeah, he dropped his one, or so he would have only had one right now, wouldn't he? Although he may have got another one. Should one of
Yeah,
the penalty engines have gone down? Because I do only see 2 on the table.
yeah, they could have killed a third and before we
Yeah.
noticed the damage.
Well, he's going to full send on one of them. He's going to go and probably try and use miracle dice to ensure one of them makes it into the hive guard, sitting on the bottom right.
Yep,
Pennant engines are no They're not trash, and they just went down in points in addition, didn't they?
I believe so.
Yeah, I never thought pennant engines were bad. I just thought they didn't really justify their points a lot of the time. Like they didn't do enough because the heavy flamers just didn't get in range. And then the turn you wanted to charge them, you couldn't use the flamers, otherwise you made your charge worse. And therefore, like it almost was like they had no guns. They just didn't gun. Whereas the mortifiers with 2 heavy bolters just always seemed value.
Oh, yeah, yeah, definitely.
How do you feel like the triumph plays in this matchup?
I don't even know what the Triumph does.
Bunch of not much.
Okay, well, there's your answer. I don't even know what she does.
She gives you a lot of really good miracle dice. Like she gives you some very reliable miracle dice usage. Not terrible in combat. Like got a bunch of power shot attacks. Actually has a bunch of bolt pistol shots as well. But it's a big base. With a lot of toughness 3 wounds with a 4+ invulnerable save. Like actually kind of devour a bait in this matchup.
Yeah, yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing wraps and traps start to come in and play a part in this game. Like on that middle objective, I'd love to see, because there's really no combat ability of this army. Like just wrap 260 gaunts off the 2 middle of immolators and be like, well, stranglehold's just locked down, baby.
That would definitely be a good call. Mitch is a pretty
Which
crafty
is
player, so
absolutely is.
he's
Mitch
not
is
gonna leave himself open for something like that
yeah.
probably.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we see. Actually, I'd love to know where the Dominions are, because the Dominions actually have some of the best firepower in this matchup, being able to do all the mortals in addition.
Yep.
But the 20 battle sisters with the really reliable bolt guns is going to annihilate the Devourer Gaunts the second you bring them out, which is why I think the best thing for you to do is to get them wrapped and stuck on an objective. Like they will just absolutely explode in this matchup.
Yeah.
Um,
What else do we
Rilos, oh, are you all excited for the 40k Magic Commander decks?
I mean, kinda, yeah.
Are you MTG curious? You play it all?
I have, the online version.
Yeah, my brothers and I, because I was living out of town, I was living like 2 hours away from the rest of my
Yeah.
family during like the rolling lockdowns we had. We all started playing Magic together as like the thing we did for an hour or two a week. because
Yeah.
I got three brothers, so that became our weekly hangout. We'd play a game of Commander like with our webcams on the games and like just play online like that, or we'd jump on Arena and talk some crap and play some games. And I have kind of kept my finger on Magic. Like I barely play it anymore, but I kind of just know what's going on. Well, it's been fun. It's been fun to just kind of look at it and not look at it from afar and not be invested. The
Yeah.
exact opposite of what I am with 40k. Yeah, it's refreshing.
All right, so it looks like we've picked up some gaunts, probably with the heavy bolters off those immolators in the middle.
Yeah. Look, the Gaunts are just they don't really do much here. I mean, if you can shoot
No.
sisters with them, that's fine. But the sisters in cover, it was just you're not going to scratch the paint.
Well, I think once you've got the gaunts and the gene stealers down, how much obsec does this Nid list have?
Exactly. Like bugger all is the answer. The Gaunts are sorry, the Gene Stealers aren't even OBSEC, are they? The Gene Stealers are an elite choice now. Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Is that true? Am I
And I
tripping?
think Sky Slashers are now fast.
Yeah, Gene Stealers are elite. Sky Slashes are fast. So the only
So
OBSEC
the only
is
obstacle is the 2 bricks of gaunts.
Bricks of Gaunts. Get him
Yeah.
dead. Get him absolutely
So
dead.
so then so then he wouldn't have scored Stranglehold
Well,
because there's one sister alive.
he killed the sisters, didn't he? He killed them all.
There's one purple girl alive on that objective, it looks like.
Damn.
Right?
Oh,
Am I
fair
seeing
enough.
that on that upper
Yeah.
left? Isn't there one? So he,
I'm not seeing what you're seeing, obviously. I'll get it as close as I can. Let's have a gaze. There definitely is a purple base.
yeah.
Yeah, you might be right, dude.
Maybe the voice in the mirror can let us know
Yeah, did he score
if one.
Stranglehold?
Yeah.
Yeah, or have they just
Because of the
forgot they're not upset anymore?
yeah, I
Also,
mean they made a mistake about line of sight and range. Maybe
if I
they
could,
forgot about
if I could turn back time, give my Gene Stealers obsec. Um,
Yeah,
Swarm Lord doesn't give out obsec, does he?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he just gives out full rerolls to hit
I don't
now.
even know. I don't think I've seen Swarmlord in the new codex.
I've seen him
I
in he's actually only taken usually in Kraken build, which is funny enough because
Alright.
it's a Kraken build. Uh, yeah, I got a funny feeling Stormlord gives out something. His Hive Commander does something in addition to full rerolls to hit. Yeah, he gives it obsec. That's right. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
So Hive Commander now reads in your command phase, select one friendly Hive Fleet core unit within Synaptic Link
Okay.
range of this
So
model.
then he probably
Yeah,
gave the Gene Stealer's core or
yep,
gave him OBSEC and all right.
exactly
Now that
right.
makes more sense.
We got there. We got there. And if they
Yeah.
have obsec, they count as double. So you could have like 60 gaunts on a middle objective that count as 90. Like that's pretty nuts.
Yep. That is a hefty chunk.
It's not nothing, as they would say in the industry. Yeah, those industries.
Those industries.
Uh, so, for those of you who do not know, Charity Hammer is a 4-day extravaganza, all in support of a wonderful charity called Child's Play. We are here to raise funds by being entertaining to you guys, hopefully showing you and highlighting some of the amazing members of our community, some of the great gameplay through, be it bad lists or the best in the game, which will be coming later in the weekend. And yeah, we're all here to support Child's Play, so please give if you can. Every $30 that you contribute towards the charity and donate gets you a ticket into the raffle for some absolutely phenomenal prizes, like a fully commissioned army by Sean Nayden, one of the best painters in North America. Well, sorry, one of the best. He's how many times has he got Renman at
At
LVOs?
least
Like
twice,
yeah,
if not 3 times.
I think it's 3 times. Renman is what you get when you are the best painted guy in like the top, usually the top
Yeah,
standings.
it's a combination of battle score and paint.
Yeah, and it means you are the best all rounder hobbyist,
Yep.
and so
Yep.
his stuff is as beautiful as he is savage on the table. So you fully commissioned army by him, which dollar value wise is probably the most significant thing you could
Yeah,
win. But
definitely.
there's also a $1,200 in essentially voucher $1,200 voucher to Hammerhead Games, which the wonderful Michael Timpe of Outward Realms has probably provided, because I think he either owns or works for him.
He's like a part owner, I believe.
Mm. And we love to support Michael. He's an
Yep.
absolute gent.
He is a great man to be associated with. So,
Rich Kilton just joined us in the chat. Wish Rich was here.
oh, Yeah, we do wish Rich was here. But Rich, whenever we flip back, you're going to be real excited to see what's going on in that Sean Nayden game with the horrible Orc Walker
Oh,
list.
my lord. Yeah, I do want to stick around and see some of the shooting phase here. It looks like one of the
Yep.
Hive Guard
Well,
has just.
we've lost them more than one. It looks like we've lost
Oh, true.
4.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, absolutely right. Well, I can see 3 bases still. Yeah, no, one of
Nope,
them's a Malanthrop.
one of them is Malthrop, so he's lost
Yeah,
4.
shredded. All those bolt guns are paying dividends right now. Pretty impressive, really. Although
Really
this is
hasn't
a
done much to the Gene Stealers.
no, he hasn't done anything to the G Steelers yet, which has got me a bit curious. What his plan is there? He's got the Penny engine there with the 2 heavy flamers, which will do a number on him.
But if
And
it's in
then
combat, they can't shoot him.
yeah, it's true. If there is a sister there, that is a
Or even
bit of a
that
pain.
immolator is still touching, it looks like.
Well, yeah. So if the immolator didn't fall back, that leads me to believe that there's a wrap or a trap that has occurred with any sisters that are remaining. Because there's no way he doesn't fall back and shoot that unit if he
Yeah.
can. Like, there's no way. It's suicidal to leave that unit alive and intact at this position. In fact, I would have even if you had the miracle dice, like I'd even be trying to send the
Triumph.
triumph
Yeah.
in there just because it's
That
a
would be a good, yeah,
bunch of
bunch of attacks.
wounds, bunch of attacks. Just keep him there for a couple of turns.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna hit that switch. Let's have a look at how awful the awful orc list is doing awful things to the Alpha Legion.
And just as you predicted, everything's dead in the middle.
Hmm.
And it
And
looks like Tyler
there's a
has strung across the bikes.
yeah, use the blacks. The Hell Drake, the Hell Turkey survived, which I'm
How?
surprised. I don't know. I have no idea.
How?
Flub,
It
bad
had to,
rolls.
yeah, it had to be a flub.
Mm. But yeah, he killed everything else. The Vindicators have fallen back. Well, they haven't fallen back. They're getting out of dodge. They're getting away from the nastiness that is in front of them. And yeah, 100% exactly what I thought. The bikes are going up to scream the middle laneway of this board. Kind of pivoting around for Sean. But mind you,
Yeah.
Sean's not unhappy with the position he's in. Once he kills the bikes, he can stabilize on 3 objectives and just rack up all the points, really.
Yeah. He's gotten 4 points on Bring It Down, and then 3 and 3 on Stomp and Good and Strangle.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He'd be quite happy to just take a 45 on the primary and a max stranglehold from this position. That will pretty much ensure he wins the game. Mind you, as long as he evens to bring it down, he have to even out to bring it down. If he only gets like a 6 and his opponent gets a 15 because he just decided to sit on 3 objectives, that could make it a bit dicey. But I mean, Sean's got the bottom of turn as well.
Yep. Looks like we're going up, and the shooting has brought down the first of the Death Dreads.
It's all falling apart, mate. The wheels are off. It's over.
That's what they're there for. That's why there's no wheels in this list.
That's true. There are no wheels. Love it. Man, does anybody have better fluff than the Orcs?
No, just no, they don't.
There isn't, is there? Orcs do have the best fluff in the game.
Yeah.
Just
My
the
my
funnest.
favorite, and there's always so many random stories occurring with Orcs, like on the table. My favorite was back in the 8th edition book where you could shoot and then teleport after you shoot with the shock jump
The
dragsters.
shock junk, yeah.
I jumped forward, shot the Silent King, killed him a near, and jumped away. And the Silent King is kind of posed with his hand out, sort of
Yeah.
in a "what the fuck was that" stance. And I just imagine the Silent King being like, "I have come back from my like 10,000-year journey into deep space," and he's like, "I am come to lead my army in redemption." And then just like some hooting, hollering orcs teleport out
Yeah.
of the warp, shoot and blow up one of his Minears, and teleport away. And he's like, "The fuck was that?"
This is why we can't have nice things, Necrontier. This is why. some hoon in his freaking jacked up Mario Kart just freaking blew up my Menhir, and now he's gone somewhere.
So the question
This is
is,
why we had to kill all the old ones.
right. Here's the question: is the shooting done?
So as far as I can tell, Tyler's shooting consists of 2 bad plasma cannons on his Hellbrutes, and then
Yep.
2 D6 reliant guns on his Vindicators.
They're casino guns. They're casino guns.
Legit, they've got a D6 at both. If any gun in the modern game now in 9th edition that has more than one random element is just trash by default.
Are those Terminators in the bottom right?
They look like they are 5 Terminators. I didn't think he had the.
Okay, 3 of them just died. I don't know what's going on now.
I
Did
didn't think he
he?
had. I didn't think he had the Terminators on the table yet, because there is a unit of 5 with combi plasmas for Tyler, and he could have been
Yeah.
able to deep strike them down now. But I don't know how they'd be dying now when we're still in Tyler's turn 2. Let's
Maybe
have a
he's
quick.
charging and got overwatched.
That killed 3. That's surely
I don't
not.
know. I'm
Yeah.
just struggling, man. I'm struggling with you.
Are those representing the Grot tanks?
No, I think they were unable. I've asked the orc guys that are there if they were able to what they were able to get together and what they had to change in the list. Unfortunately, they have not responded. If the voice behind the mirror could maybe tap one of them to let us know what was changed. I think they have taken the Grot Mega Tanks out and maybe put Killicans in
Well,
instead.
if that, I think there is a kill rig there that looks like it would be playable as the Mega Tank, right?
No, I would say it's the same base size as the Gorkanaut and Morkanaut.
Yep.
So I would say that's the other Gorkanaut.
Ah, okay. Because there is a Morker and 2 Gorkas, right?
Yeah, yeah, because it
Yeah,
had to be a
yeah,
the
that
full the
100%.
3
That's
super
yeah,
heavy, whatever detachment.
100%. That's what that is.
So, but
Those
the other things down on the lower, right objective, I'm thinking are Killicans.
fair. Well, they're Meganob models, aren't they? Or they still look like from here.
I can't yeah, I think their base size is a little bigger, so I'm thinking they're Killicans.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
if
Either way.
because they would be on 40s, and if those are Terminators in the lower right as well, the
Hmm.
base size on those Orc models are bigger than 40s.
Yeah. Yeah. Spot on.
Okay, we got some
The
sweep attack, looks like.
So do you know what happened?
Hmm.
He overcharged his plasma and lost 3
Oh.
Terminators.
Oh, that hurts.
That's just horrific.
What is Sean
Uh,
rolling?
you love to see it. Um, well, he's rolling them all again.
He rolled a bunch, whatever it was.
Yeah, and now he's
It's
rolling them
something.
again.
Shot the Terminators, I think. I think that was Overwatch. That must have been a charge roll.
Yeah,
It hits a 3. Yeah, I don't think you CP reroll that. You let
no,
that one ride.
you just live with it.
And did they just fail morale? He rolled a die and rolled a 6.
Uh, I mean,
Surely,
please
surely
no,
3.
please no.
He hasn't
We
grabbed a model.
no, he hasn't. It's
I think
fine.
he's probably going to look up their leadership value would be what
Leadership.
my guess is happening right now.
uh, in the Mike Brooks book, a shock jump dragster jumped into the void shield of a warlord titan and crashed into its head. Okay. That is amazing. I think those Terminators overcharged their plasma and some died. He maybe forgot to
Yeah,
slow roll the plasma. Always be overcharging. Totally
that sounds
agree,
about right.
Chris. Totally
Yeah,
agree.
they're updating their score now, so it looks like Tyler probably passed that morale would be my guess. Surely,
Yeah,
surely the leadership of like a Terminator squad captain is 9.
I would have no idea. My Terminators are, so I'm assuming there's ours too. But
I mean, you are chaos.
exactly, some craven, but their Alpha Legion are pretty craven as far as I'm concerned.
All right, so it looks like we're getting an update. Tyler is on 11 points on his secondary. He's probably grinding up 2 banner points.
Yeah, he
2
did get his first 3 on Bring It Down.
2.
Oh, 2.
The death threads are worth 1 apiece because they're
Oh,
9.
that's cool. That is really
Yeah.
cool.
So he's
Uh,
what 6, 7, 8, 9.
two strangleholds for 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only got 9 on the secondaries for him. Yeah, not sure.
Yeah. Maybe we're counting something wrong there.
That's fine, whatever. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
We're the ones flailing here. I should have an 8 coming in for Sean at the top of his turn 2. Although the Helldrake might have fallen back onto the top right objective and be contesting it.
Yeah, it looks like he's got at least the Mecha Dread
Yeah, I thought he had 2 there.
and the Gorkanaut on that. So I'd say he's
Mm.
got at least maybe Sean got a little overzealous with moving that Gorkanaut in and moved it off the objective.
It's just send it. You're fully sending. Just continue to send. Do not pass a go. Continue to send. The pass go thing is just such
Yeah.
stupid. Thanks for
All
hanging
right.
in there with us, guys.
So it didn't look like we saw any significant reduction in the Orcs' firepower. So do they just do the same thing again? Try to shoot one of the backfield vindicators, kill
Yes.
kill the bikes, and then what do you got to screen me now?
Well, I would be just be focusing on pressuring the objectives. So I'd aim for getting down whatever you can see on the
You
objectives.
just said full send, and now you're like, oh wait, no, stay on objectives.
That is closer. No, no, no. Shooting wise, shoot the stuff off the Alpha Legion objectives,
Yeah.
and pressure him to start having to put tanks on that crap.
I don't
Um,
think he can. I'm assuming these runes are obscuring at the bottom, and I don't know how he's going to shoot those infantry that are behind the walls
yeah,
on
it'd be
those
the
objectives.
it'd be the top left. Kill the Hellbrute on the top left. And possibly the Hellbrute. Yeah, actually go both Hellbrutes if you want, because they are a lot easier to kill than the Vindicators. I
Yeah.
don't know how hard he struggled to kill the other one, but I thought it would have been pretty hard for him. It pretty much depends on how many shots you roll for the kill cannons, right?
Yeah, kill cannons are 2d6, and the big laser off the Morkanot is 3d3.
Yeah, so you probably shoot the Morka first, and if the Morka doesn't half kill it, you probably don't waste the kill cannons.
Yeah.
But whereas I think the kill cannons are a very good profile because they're strength 8. Is it strength 8 minus 2/2?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good profile the Hell Brutes. Although the Hell Brutes are minus 1 damage,
And
aren't
if
they?
if he buffs the +1 to hit on that, they're hitting on 3s.
Yeah. Ooh, actually, that's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. But yeah,
And you can save
you
your
got a lot of.
CP for a shot reroll in case you roll like 6-1 or something like that.
Yeah, I'd probably shoot everything else first. Like I'd see what chip damage, because if you can chip damage down the Hellbrute with like the big shooters and the
Yeah.
Gatlings off the Gorkas and stuff, that's just job
Yeah,
done.
and
And
the
then
Gorkas do have a fair number of shots. I mean, you're looking at, let me pull it up. They have a couple rockets each, so you're getting 2 shots there.
Mhm.
Oh, actually, no, you're getting 2d3 shots off those. And then they've got 10 shots off their twin big. Well, they have 2 twin big shooters, so they got
Mhm.
somewhere between 12 and 20 shots off that. And then they have the Deathstorm Mega Shooter, which is between 20 and 30 shots.
Deathstorm mega disappointment. You mean?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, it's actually not bad. It's strength 6 minus
Yeah.
2/1
Strength 6 minus 1/1.
minus 1/1. Yeah, that's where it's
Yeah.
wrong. And this is minus 2. Although it gets the minus 2 from the speed wire, right?
There is no ability to call wall on this list.
Yeah, I do. I was thinking
Yeah.
in more reasonable environments. you,
I'm
you get the.
no. I knew what I did. There is no WOG in this orc list.
There isn't. It's got what's the Forge
Mech boss
World mech
Buzzcow.
boss? Yeah, he's pretty cool, isn't he? I love the model.
Yeah, he basically just hands out a +1 to hit. Otherwise, that's it. He doesn't do
Nice,
much else.
nice.
So we're getting positioned to be as far forward as we can.
Oh, the bikes are annihilated, and the
Yeah,
thing is, like one model's going to hit the bikes, and then the other two are going to pile in around it. They're going to get another 6 inches, and nothing is going to be safe on Tyler's side of the table because they'll be past the choke point. Is
yeah,
pretty much
yeah,
where I see it. And as soon as he's past the choke point, like, I mean, in addition, he doesn't have enough units left to really tie him down. Mind you, I suppose he's positioned the Helldrake. This is the reason I want him to focus the Hellbrutes, because the Hellbrutes are going to countercharge. Like, as going to
yeah,
countercharge, and if he can, he'll go two into a Gorka and 2 Hellbrutes. Get pretty close to killing a Gorkanaut. I'm
yeah,
not quite sure what the over under is, or they'll try and pick up a Death Dread or a Mecha Dread apiece.
yeah. Yeah, so
So yeah,
I do like the idea of maybe trying to put the shooting into those. It looks like he's already damaged one of the Hellbrutes, the
yeah.
upper left.
Hmm.
Yeah, so if you can pick those up, he basically has no countercharge threat. Yeah, you're going to lose some more walkers to the Vindicators, but it's not going to be enough. Yeah, if he brings that I think what I would do is bring that other Gorkanaut around. Yep, that one. Do it, Sean. Bring it around. Just scoot him around the corner, and then that way you've got both the Morkanaut and the Gorkanaut pushed past the choke point.
Yeah,
You can send them. He looks like he's got a Death Dread there. He can send just some other stuff to go tie up that
Hell Turkey.
Hell Drake. Yeah, and then at that point you've got what, 3
Yeah,
big walkers.
he's
4.
done it.
There we go. Do it.
He's
Yeah,
done it.
4 big
Yeah.
walkers going midfield. You've got enough to hold your backfield to get rid of those Terminators and sit on objectives. No, Sean.
No. He's undone
Sean.
it. He's undone it. It's fine. He don't care. He's Sean Nayden.
Sean, go around the corner. This is an all send moment. You heard
Yeah.
Adam.
It's dude. He's got like He's spoilt for choice.
Yes.
So just to tell you what is going wrong for Tyler, Tyler has had 2 turns now and has killed 1 thing.
Yeah, that is
That's
not.
that's
And
just the
okay,
issue.
and he's shoving up the other Gorkanaut.
Yeah.
All right.
That's literally just the issue. I mean, realistically, the Vindicators could have gone off and, like, it's not
Yeah.
unreasonable that 2 Vindicators kill a thing, kill a Death Dread, kill
So
a Mork.
so was
Yeah.
it a mistake in hindsight to forgo the shoeing on all 3 of those to do the
Yeah,
mortal
it
wound
was.
strat?
It was actually,
Because
unfortunately.
because if you focus fire all 3 of those, I think you could bring down one of the Gorkanauts turn 1.
That's probably true. Um, actually, almost certainly you half kill it, and if they were the 2 closest things, so if you half killed one just to gum up so a little bit of movement, that's probably
Yeah.
fine.
Yep.
And then you do the bike trick on turn 2, and you still have the possessed in
And
addition to the Hellbrutes for
yeah,
the counter
and
assault.
and putting those possessed out front and then failing the charge just
Was
springboarded a
that
bunch
that
of
was
charges.
that was really rough. That was legitimately horrible because they go in fully buffed with like vets and stuff, and they do a lot of damage.
All right. Well, looks like we've got some shooting going on here. And the Terminators are wounded.
1 left. I mean, he can legit just ignore him if he wants. Like 1 Terminator doesn't really do anything here.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have OBSEC. It's not going to contest
Nah,
objectives
it's
with the
not going
number
to
of
do
models he's got back there.
diddly squat. I see
All
2
right.
ones. That's enough.
I think I saw another one earlier. So, yep,
Yeah.
there it goes.
Oh, they're right. Man, what an ignominious end, inglorious end.
Hmm. Oh, wait. Are Chaos Terminators still 2 wounds apiece?
Yes, they are.
Oh, sorry, Chaos. I forgot.
Yeah, it's
My brain was already a new
disgusting.
Chaos book.
Well, that's why I think they've done the right thing with the GT. For those who don't know, the GT, which will be happening, I think starts tomorrow, will be
Yep.
adopting all changes using Warzone Nephilim, the CP changes, all the points changes, the data slate balance as well. So you will get the most current version of the game played by some of the best players in the world on whatever they think is worth taking. So if anybody wanted to like a great knowledge dump, content dump of where to start with a new packet, man, can't be anywhere else. So like I figured there's 4 days of coverage. Yeah, I
Yeah.
figure $30 a day for like 12 hours of coverage. You know, you could probably give us $30 a day, right?
Yeah. I think so. I think so.
It's not unreasonable, but no, you guys give whatever you think is reasonable. Like, and if you can't give, please share the stream and get some more eyeballs. That's the next best thing. And thank you so much, everybody's donated so far. I think we've ticked over the. What was the last count? It was 7,500. Sorry.
Yep, I'm just getting the update right now, and it is $7,623.88
Oh,
because someone is a madman who donates strange quantities, but I appreciate you nonetheless.
is it 6969
No, it's
6996?
3111.
3111. Did they like donate $59 previous, like sorry, $49 previously, or $29 previously, and realize they needed to tick up to the 60 to get the 2 raffle tickets?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's got to be right. It's got
Yeah.
to be. Yeah. Shooting wise, haven't seen much happen apart from the Terminators
Yeah,
being picked up.
Terminators. I think at this point, Sean's trying to figure out where to put those big guns, where to put that Mecha Dread and the Morkanaut. Looks like he
Hmm.
was trying to get some angles and line of sight on the upper left Hellbrute.
Yeah, like the most consistent damage that Tyler has available now is the Hellbrutes in combat because there's such variance on the Vindicators. Like
Mhm.
they can just put like theoretically they can do 36 damage to this army. That's 6 shots with rolling 6 shots, 6 hits, 6 wounds, 6 failed 5+ invulnerable saves, and sixes on each of the dice. It's theoretically never going to happen, but the ceiling is very high on what they can accomplish. But the average is like what 3 shots, 2 hits. 1 wound gets plus the 5+
If
invulnerable save, and you do, somewhere between 3 and 5 damage. Who
if
cares?
if I have interpreted Sean's sign language correctly, it appears that we've had a whiff from one of the Gorkanaut shootings at the bottom left Hellbrute.
Fair. Yep. It's interesting that Gorkanaut hasn't moved. I think he
All
just
right,
wants
so
to get
now,
the
yeah,
Helldrake
I think,
gone.
yep, and it looks like now we are trying to get a shot off from the Morkanaut to that Hellbrute. Maybe going up top. Now he's maybe changed his mind. We'll find out. So the big
Apologies for the
thing is,
silence. Just pouring some tea. which is my fuel of choice in these wee hours. Although it has gone, it's now 20 past 6 in the morning. So the wee hours, is the sun even up? No, sun's not up
I don't know.
yet.
All right, so this will be our wound roll. Seems to be a decent wound roll. 4 saves on a Hellbrute. Looks like it's still on that bottom left Hellbrute. Fails
Looks like
2 of them.
2 fails and picked up,
And he's
gone.
dead.
Oof, man.
That
So
is,
that's some more bring it down
that's
points.
big. Yeah,
That's
that was
big.
big. There goes a counter punch and a decent amount of shooting.
Whatever that is, looks like 3 hits.
Yeah.
Either that or I was hitting on 6s and got nada. Because Sean
Yeah.
does have to contest with this forest in the middle of the table, which a
Yeah.
lot of his army is going to having to shoot through. So going from 5s to 6s is pretty awful. That
Double
is
ones.
whatever that was. It was 2 fails.
Yeah, it was a dead bike, is what that was.
Dead bike. Man, I can't wait for the CSM book. How good do you think it's going to be? Because there has been some drips and drabs that I've seen.
I think we're gonna see. It's interesting. I hear real good things about Abaddon. I'm hearing good things about Black Legion
Mhm.
combined with the chaos. Like I don't know what the term for it is, but their own version of chapter tactics or
Yep.
doctrines that is, where they basically get exploding sixes to hit in with various weapons at different points in the game, and moving that to hit exploding on 5s sounds pretty spicy. So I think we're going to see a lot of Black Legion. But I've also heard some real strong things about Emperor's Children. I'm just
Mm.
waiting to see what the book holds for us. Hopefully, I think the NDAs are lifting this weekend. So hopefully Saturday we'll start seeing some of the
Yep.
previewers show us the book.
Yes, it should be. It should be coming. There's so much going on in the game. Um, Lev Cooper, hey gang, 5:30 in the morning here. Could I please get a recap on what we are watching? So this is the worst RTT of all time. That is some of the best players in the world going out of their way to make awful lists in
Yeah.
order to be played for your pure entertainment value. So what you're looking at right now is some of the best players. I mean, we've got Sean freaking Nayden on he's a GOAT contender, especially in Northern America, for one of the best players of all time. And he's here playing literal just mechanized Walker.
Oh, we have the big zap gun firing. It has got a mighty 7 shots.
Yeah, we just
1 hit,
have.
it looks like.
I mean, and we had
No wound. CP reroll, still no wound.
prior to this, we had tables that were playing just impulsor spam Ultramarines, and what was the what were they playing against? The Ultramarines? Ah, the Guard list
Oh,
that had
yeah.
3 units of Ogrins,
The meat
like
wall. How could you
the
forget?
dude. Yeah, and just cheap garbage psychers. It was built so it gave up full points on Abhor the Witch, full points on No Prisoners, and and a lot, and I think full points on Bring It Down as well for all
I think
the
so.
crappy little
Sentinels
Sentinels.
and
Yeah,
Wyverns and Hydras.
yeah. And so this is what we're watching now, which will be wrapping up today, and we're going into pivoting to the other side of this coin, the exact opposite of this event, which is the best players in the world playing with the most update and current rules, that being full adoption of all the current stuff, playing whatever they think is best. So you're going to get the main value to start this 4-day extravaganza, which I'm happy to be able to launch towards you with Seth, and then starting tomorrow, you're going to get just cutthroat action like for the next 3 days. It's going to
Yeah.
be
So,
absolutely fantastic.
update on the table. It looks like we have seen both the Mecha Dread and the Morkanaut completely whiff and shooting.
Yeah, boy.
So it was just the kind of pick up the spare shooting from the Gorkanauts that killed
Well,
that one Hellbrute.
that's the mission accomplished, right? Picking up one
Yeah.
thing with this army and shooting is good enough, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they already got the Hellbrute, so anything else would just be gravy.
Yeah.
Can
So
we hit a transition and head over to the other table to see how that's unfolding? We
yeah,
pretty
we know
sure
what's
we're
happening there. We know where
yeah,
those bikes are going. It's
yeah,
called let the bodies hit the tray out next to the table,
yeah, not the pool.
not the pool.
uh, so on the next table you'll see the Tyrannus versus Sisters game, which actually
Yep.
like
Is all right.
gorgeous. I can't tell you how gorgeous looking this is to me.
All right. So
Aesthetically
it
pleasing.
looks like we've missed a fair amount here, but the gene stealers have been removed from the upper left. Looks like some combination of the pendant engine. and whatever was left up there did that. We've got some Sky Slashers that have swung over to tag that objective. And then the other Penitent engine seems to have gone in and picked up the rest of the Hive Guard, or
Yep.
at least got them down to one. It looks like maybe there's one hanging out there still. And then the Gaunts, probably from a combination of shooting and charging, seem to have piled in and killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of ways for Gorns to kill stuff like that. I mean, of course they've got their guns, but then they've got Caustic Blood. Do you know what this does?
No.
They can pay. I think they can pay some CP, and when they die, they do mortal wounds back.
That seems
So
pretty useful.
charging into a Penitent engine will pick up 5, and it was only on 1 wound left. Just need to roll, the right amount of mortal wounds back.
Yep.
But all those Gaunts are just like standing out in the open across from 20 sisters, and this is a build your own sisters chapter order, sorry, which is built to make bolt weapons good. So all the bolters ignore any hit or bliss skill roll modifiers, completely invalidating the Maliceptor. The Malanthrope that's been added to the Tyranid list. In addition, he gets 1 free reroll to hit and wound with every one of his units. So very good at picking up all this stuff, this misc stuff. What's on the middle of the table? Is that Swarmlord just yeeting
I think
himself into?
I think Swarmy has walked to the middle of the table and said, "I will deal with this."
Yeah, I'm just gonna put this game on my back and carry us to victory. Because they have nothing to threaten Swarmlord in combat. Nothing's even going to come close.
Nope.
And the lad's toughness 8 now, mate. So the bolters aren't even going to come close either.
No,
He's
no,
got
they're
dude.
not.
He's toughness 8 with a 2+ save. So all
Yeah.
the heavy bolters are going to be winning him on 5s, and he's got a 3 up armor. I mean, if he can keep Catalyst on himself, he's bordering invincibility. Like unless you're going to put 3 turns of work into him.
Yeah, like the Dominions could do some mortals, but yeah, if he keeps Catalyst on him. Do we have Catalyst in the list?
Let me just double check. It would be very in keeping with this list to not have Catalyst.
All right, let's take a look.
Yeah, he does.
Malthrow.
Catalyst and
Yeah,
Onslaught
he's
on the
Catalyst
Swarmlord.
and Onslaught. Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
So not completely bottoming themselves out for opportunity, but yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty big problem. Interesting that he didn't bring out the other Gaunts and the rest of the other bits and pieces. If you're bringing out 30, might as well bring out 60, right?
Yeah. I mean, no half measures.
Yeah, in for $1, in for a pound. I don't know, whatever that saying is.
Something like that.
Swarmlord has picked up one of the immolators.
Yep.
He's a savage now.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, we'd be surprised if he didn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you could pick up both. 9 attacks at strength 9, AP 4, 3, flat 3.
Yeah.
The dude's a monster.
Yeah, and armor of contempt doesn't really matter because they're still getting 6 up in bones. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. AP 4, still taking it all the way. Lists have just been posted in the chat, guys. Check them out if you were at all interested in seeing what's going down. The GT lists are not locked in. People are still building their list. But they've done a great thing by leaving it fluid and letting people just essentially play like we used to back in the bad old days, where you would just rock up with your list. No one would know what you were playing. You're just rocking up.
By the bad old days, it sounds like a GW event.
Shush! I wasn't throwing any sass. I was particularly trying to not throw sass because there's plenty of people who still play it like that now.
I give him a hard time, but I love the GW events. I had a blast at them when I went.
I haven't played in one yet. I'd love to.
Have you been
soon.
to? I mean, I hate to draw this comparison, but there's an obvious reason I'm drawing that comparison. Have you been to Nova?
I have not been to Nova.
All right.
No.
Well, you need to stop staying in Australia and get back to the US and come to some of our events. But
I really
I
do.
really like the GW format because they do that bracket after the first 4 rounds, and so basically you play the first 4 rounds, you get seeded into whatever bracket you're in, and then basically your score sort of resets, and you're trying to win that bracket against people who have the same record as you did.
Yeah.
So it gives you something to play for on that third day, where a lot of times, like the big events, and I'm saying this as a guy that works for FLG. When we have those 9 rounders that cut to top 8 after round 6,
Yeah.
a lot of times you can find yourself on Sunday without anything to do. So it gives players that incentive to stick around and keep playing.
I mean, at LVO you have some solace because you are in
Okay.
Vegas. So
Yeah, yes.
but there are many. You are right. There are many others where you don't have at least that perk where you're like, I've got nothing to do.
Yep.
I'm in Las Vegas. Cool. The world is my oyster. You're absolutely right. It looks like we're getting a score updated right now, or at least the gentlemen are checking a couple of rules.
Yep, yep,
Right
yep.
now, sitting 22-11 in Matt's favor. I I wonder whether it's going to flip back. Do you think Mitch should have taken no prisoners instead of banners, possibly?
I mean, there's a lot of bodies out there.
Yeah, there is a lot.
You're
I mean,
looking, what, 10, 20, 80. How many wounds are the Hive Guard each?
I think they're four now.
4, yeah,
It
so
might be
they're
four.
like,
Might be three still
yeah, I
though.
mean, you're looking at, like, at least 13 points
Well,
there in
dude,
bringing down.
the two units of Gaunts is 7 points because
Yeah,
it's 60 models plus they cross the
yeah,
5 breakpoints, so it's another one. So 7 points
yeah.
just for the Gaunts. That seems pretty freaking good. And as you can
Yeah, I
see
mean,
right now,
and
um, he's
holding the
throttled.
midfield banner would be hard, I think, in this
Yeah.
particular terrain setup with these against that army. So,
Mm.
your best case scenario is like 10 or 11 on banners, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe 12, if you get a turn where you can keep that midfield one up,
But
but
that's
yeah.
only that's only kind of if you went first in this game.
Yeah.
Now that Mitch has
Well,
gone
it looks like
second, it's
it
going to be
looks like
pretty hard.
the triumph is coming forward
Yeah, boy,
to
get into it.
deal with the Swarm
Get
Lord.
into it. Smash him. She will not smash him.
But
She
what
will
if
not.
she did?
Oh,
What if she
I'd
did?
be ecstatic. I'd be absolutely ecstatic. Um, I'm hoping they're not. I'm hoping they're strength five. A silly Adam. Seth would be your oyster.
Ha 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 ha.
uh,
Whoever said it, let me find him. I'm banning him. That's where's
yeah,
the
yeah,
ban
yeah,
button? Sherman
yeah.
Messer. I don't have the ban ability on this channel. I can block.
No,
All
I
right,
love that. You did a great job.
yeah,
You're a
that's pretty
hero.
good.
Um, I would like anybody who donates, anybody who slings some dollars, who would like a message read out on stream, if you tell us what you donated and write a message, I will read it out. As long as it's not
They
crude.
can put a message in the donate, actually. Like when they donate in the comment section, they can put
Yeah,
their message.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Do that if you want me or Seth to read it out, or any commentators for the weekend. Put the associated commentator and then put quotation marks. And I can't promise we'll read it if it's messed up, because I know what kind of deviants you people are. I don't love yous, but we will try. If it's within reason, we will try. So in combat, the Triumph has 4 attacks at strength 6 minus 3, 2 damage, and then has 5 attacks at strength 2 minus 1, 1 damage. Um, Neither of those are going to bother the Swarm Lord at all.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, he's going to be just fine.
Yep. He will not be worried by that at all.
Mitch has gone up a couple of points. Yeah, so
He
we're just
will.
being told in the short term, won't be able to see the donation messages on the
Yeah.
website.
I
Uh,
am monitoring the website, so I can see it there.
Oh, beautiful. Please send them to me, mate. If there's ones for
Yep.
me to read out, chuck them up in the chat, and I will
I
get
will
to
keep
them.
my eye on the website for folks that wish to donate there and make us say things that we will enjoy or maybe not read. Who knows? We'll find out.
Literally, straight up, you have some of the hopefully the best commentators, but best 40k players in the world, like dance monkeying for your dollars right now for Charles Play. So please give. I can't tell you how much work goes into this every year by Colin and the team, and at least a lot of us can do is rock up and participate. So please give if you can. If you can't, like we said, please boost the signal, share, pass on, and tell other people what is going on and what they should be doing with their time this freaking weekend, because it's too exciting to miss.
Got the live button turned on. I'm watching them donations.
Beautiful. 20 Sisters looks like he's going for the middle. I think Mitch has realized the middle is the only thing that matters. Maybe Mitch is going to flip the script, because there's only so there's a unit of Gene Steals left. So if Mitch was to wrap 20 Sisters and a Triumph off the Swarm Lord, he could be there for quite a few turns, holding that objective, body blocking all the other OBSEC from getting onto it, and racking up those strangleholds. I like
Yeah,
that
but I
idea.
feel like he would be. You have between the Swarm Lord and that remaining unit of Gene Stealers, and then just throwing some Gaunts in there. I feel like you'd be
Mm.
able to pick that up in a turn.
Yeah, It might be the best way for him to get to get things back going his way. But I do agree with the other Gene Stealers still alive. It might be a bad plan. I do think I don't think it's the 20-man sisters, the 20 lady sister squad out front. I think that's the If I had
Minions.
to, I think it's the Dominions. Yeah,
I mean,
I do.
if maybe he doesn't have catalyst up, maybe he pumps the mortal wounds
Yeah,
into
into
Swarmy,
into Swarmy,
and
and
then
then
between that
tries.
and the rest of the
Hmm.
fire, maybe we get lucky.
Yeah, maybe he gets lucky. Maybe he's just trying to degrade him so he doesn't, so
Maybe
the
he
Swarm Lord doesn't.
believes in the Emperor hard enough.
Maybe he's trying to do it so he just doesn't auto kill the Triumph when the Triumph goes in. Or you could also have a couple of Miracle Dice to just be like, well, I'm going to block at least 2 of these saves automatically. So that could be pretty potent as well. I do like the idea of the shooting wise, yeah, getting the mortals onto the Swarm Lord, and then the Dominions charging onto the bottom right objective. I think that would be pretty cool, just to try and
Yeah,
clear up
because
the Gaunts
the Gaunts aren't going to do enough in combat to
to
matter.
to worry them. Nah. But the other thing is the 20 sisters might be shooting into the Gaunts just to try and clear that up. And we might be seeing a pivot from Mitch, and this might have been the plan all along, to hold the bottom triangle of 3 objectives.
Yep.
Knowing how the deployment for his opponent was so heavy into the top right, the top left, he's only ever had a tokenary force there, and his opponent can just keep sending units over there to disrupt that. So maybe he's making a pivot into the bottom right to hold that triangle of 3 objectives. Seth,
Yes.
balanced data slate. Biggest winner, biggest loser.
Biggest loser. From the balanced data slate alone.
Just a balanced data
Um,
slate, yeah.
I think Necron's got a huge buff
Mm.
off that. Just core going everywhere and their protocols stacking.
Well, they get one all game, yeah, and then they
Yeah.
rotate through the rest. I think it's
Yeah.
crazy good.
So I think they probably won. Who lost the most? Um,
It's
hard to
it's it,
say.
it's either
Off,
Harlequins or a Sirianni for me.
I would say Assyriani, I guess, because
Mm.
Harlequins are still the people that I know that play Harlequins weren't horribly upset this morning.
Yeah, they went. They went 20.
Haunted Bagel says he donated $30 earlier. Would you like to read what he has to say?
You ask too much, Haunted Bagel. You don't know what this will cost me. Um, Red Pal is a better 40k player than I am. There you go. Done. God damn it.
Is Haunted Bagel Red Pal?
It might be. It might be. But Red Pal, I
I mean,
think, is Red Pal. Um,
yeah, he's usually Red Pal.
yeah, he's pretty. Yeah. My God, that's gonna come back to bite me in the ass.
Someone, someone clip that just real quick.
uh, yeah, Red's gonna playing it on repeat. I try and say anything, and he's just gonna bang. Red Pal is a better 40k player than I am. No, I won't escape it for years. I hope you're happy. It's worth it. It's for the children.
For the children. All right.
Kika should jump in and just make you talk about cereal for like 20 minutes.
He
Be
does
a, lo-
that on a weekly basis
it'd be a,
anyway.
it'd be a lot of donations, but yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
he does that all the time.
we might hit a little. So this is the game that I feel like is much more in the balance than the other one.
Yeah.
But the good news about the other one is it's going to be over in like a turn. So let's go catch
Oh
that,
yeah.
and then we
Yeah.
can
Let's
always
let's
come.
see the triumphant conclusion of.
Yeah.
Oh God, they're everywhere. Look at those vindicators.
Oh man. Oh man. Look at them. They're just like they moved forward ambitiously, and then it's been just beep, 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 like just backing it up, backing it up.
So it looks like Tyler did have
Oh,
some more
they're all
stuff in
over him. They are
reserves.
all over. Yeah, he definitely had the 20 cultists to come on,
Yeah, and
and
then it looks like
possibly
there's some unit on the bottom right.
be 5. It'd be 5 Chaos Space Marine. Oh no,
Yeah.
Raptors. 5 Raptors
Ooh.
about to come in and do have more plasma guns kill themselves.
Probably. But it looks like the Helldrake is no longer around. Um, looks like I think those are Grot tanks. I was told.
Yeah.
They have been picked up by some Raptor shooting. It looks like.
Oh yes, it looks like 2 of them have been lost. Have they got bad morale? Is morale an issue for them?
Yeah. Let's go look.
Yeah, says Seth. I love it. He is going to be sending in the Hellbrute. It is the last thing that he has that will punch one of these things
The
significantly.
Garrote tanks, assuming he still has the Commando alive, our leadership 7.
Oh, that's not too bad. Looks like
Six,
another one has been
six.
picked up though.
Yeah. So yeah.
3 down, so it fails on a 5 or a 6.
Yeah. Assuming that's the Commando, the squad leader, which he should
Yeah,
be. I don't see it wouldn't.
it will be a big deal to hit that charge. I think if he hits that
Yeah,
9.
because that would definitely take that objective away from
Sean,
Sean. Yeah.
he'd have to turn around something significant like the Morkers not shooting Vindicators. It's the only thing that's close enough to make a difference there as well. Although he could just like back up the Mecha Dread, which I think is the one
Yeah.
directly above the
And just
Morkanaut,
blast.
and just blast them. Yeah, so I started
Yeah.
blasting. uh, but yeah, these home objectives are totally untenable for Tyler, unfortunately. How
Yeah.
you seen the score breakdown so far?
So yeah, I mean, right now Tyler's been holding the lead on primary, which we kind of expected. Sean's doing well on the secondary front.
Mm,
But the overall score is pretty tight, 29-27, but I think we're going to start seeing it break in Sean's favor.
yeah,
Just because he's going to be able to start pushing, and he's going to, if he can get around the corner to those units hiding in the back, he can start trying to kill them, knock down those banners. I don't really think once those banners go down, Tyler's going to have much ability to put them back up.
yeah, he really won't. Sean's going to throw a blanket over his scoring this turn or next. In addition, unless the Raptors make the charge, I think Sean's getting a 12. Is that right? I can't
Yeah,
really see.
right now he would be because there's
Yeah,
not enough to push onto that middle objective
yeah.
to take that.
Well, because there's three units on that objective. So even
Yeah,
if he did, even if the Hellbrute popped off and pulled one down, it wouldn't take the objective.
yeah, no, definitely not.
Whatever that roll was for Tyler was horrific. Five dice, only one of them was above a
We
3.
don't know what it was, but it was bad.
It was bad. It was bad, sad, bad. Let's hope it wasn't a Vindicator shooting. Vindicator, rather. Jeez. Vindicator
Uh,
is another gun that I would love to see it be takeable again. Like,
Goran J in chat wants to know: is this the GT or does it start tomorrow? This is the worst RTT, Goran, which is the worst list we can come up with. Tomorrow is the GT.
tomorrow is the big boys with the big
Yeah.
list. These are all actually these are all big boys as well, but with the funny
Yeah.
lists. These are the showcase. This is
Then
the
maybe not so big lists.
what's the what do they call it at like a fancy restaurant? The palate amuser in French.
The palate cleanser? I don't know.
No, amuse bouche. The amuse bouche is
I
like
have no idea.
a
I have
first.
not been to France.
It's like a
All right,
first
so the
little.
Hellbrute has made the charge.
See, I was trying to educate. I was trying to add a bit of culture here, Seth. The Hellbrate did make a
You're
charge.
talking to
Nice
the orc player.
on the Orc game, yeah.
Oh,
But it's an amusement for the palate to excite you for the meal to come, and I feel like that is what this RTT is.
yep. That is a not so great roll.
Oh
3
man.
wounds on the Def Dread. Looks like Sean doesn't make any saves.
Because it'd be a 6-up,
Damage,
yeah.
yeah, should be at least.
3
Uh,
apiece
yeah,
on
flat 3.
those.
Then if it's over strength 7, so it should just die.
It should be dead.
Yep,
Does it go boom boom?
they're talking about something. There's the roll. It does not go boom boom.
uh,
Oh
What are they?
no, he CP rerolled a save and stayed alive. Oh my
You
God, Sean.
are such a
You
troll, Sean.
you are an evil man, and he punches back.
When you're stepping on a throat, you step on the throat. That looks like what, 3 wounds, which will be
2
2 wounds, 6-ups, which will not
fails them
kill.
both,
It'll leave him
but
on
he's
1
down to
left.
a wound. Yeah,
Is that 1 to 1? No, it's 1 to 3 wounds left. If that
it's hard to
Death
see.
Dread was
Yeah,
fully. He's
Death
doing
Dread.
the craze table. He rolled
Yeah.
a 6 and he's attacking again. Oh my god! I've
Oh
never
God.
seen that happen.
All right, now the Death Dread has to die and explode.
Yeah, I have never seen this happen. By the way, guys, the craze table actually worked. Um, this is the Defiler Scourge one as well. So these are only 2 damage. Apologies, and only Ren
Uh,
2.
that's
So
why he was able to save on a 5-up.
the save out of 5. Yep.
All right, he doesn't
Um,
make it.
does he boom? He does
Yes, he
boom.
does. He does.
What is going on?
So they kill each other. Does that one explode?
That would
No.
explode. Oh, that is hilarious.
Mutually assured destruction.
Destruction. You love to see it. 3 on the Gorka,
It
and
should
I
be
think
D3,
2.
so yeah,
Yeah,
3 and
he
2.
rolled. Yeah, 3 and 2. That is hilarious.
We
You'd
knew
love to see
we
it.
we knew it was going to happen. This is the moment that you 4d6 charge the that mega dread in the middle around the corner, slap those marines. Or yeah, if you can get within 12, it's declarable.
Yeah.
4d6 charge into the Vindicators.
Can I just run through the absurd sequence of events that just happened? So
Yeah.
Hellbrute charges Death Dread, right?
Death Dread. Yeah.
Okay. Does exactly the required number of wounds in order to kill the Death Dread. The Death
Yep.
Dread, Sean is a stone cold killer, spends a CP, rerolls a 5 for a save, saves, 2 wounds left on the Death Dread. Death Dread
True.
fights, leaves the Hellbrute on 1 wound left, with 2 wounds going through 6 damage. The Hellbrute then rolls a 6 on the Craze table, which is the only result that makes it fight again. Fights again, kills the Death Dread explodes, kills the Hellbrute. That is I don't know what the mathematical whatever the craps
And
had to occur for that sequence of events, but nobody I
he
like
failed the leadership for the Grot mega tank or the Grot tank. It's gone. You,
this
you
is an amazing game.
you remember in the beginning when you asked me, do I like playing in events like this? And I said
Oh,
yes, because you always get crazy stories. Here they are.
that was the most nonsensical dumb crap I've ever seen. I love it so much. Oh my
So that's
lord.
5 points his turn on Bring It Down
Yeah,
for
it's
Tyler.
just popped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because each grot tank's worth 1. Yeah, then
One. Yep.
the
Yep.
yeah 5 points because 1 for the Death Dread as well. Mind you, 1 back for Sean for the Hellbrute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But that
actually
does leave Sean in, and it looks like Tyler either failed the charge with the
mm,
Raptors or didn't make it. So that's going to give Sean a 12 for primary.
yeah, that's going to be a big one now. And literally, it's just can Vindicators have a good next turn because they arguably have 1 more turn to have
If
an impact on this game.
if
Otherwise, it's
if
gone.
that Def Dread is within 24 inches of that,
Yes, tag them both.
because you're looking at 4d6 re-rolling, taking the
Hmm.
3 highest.
Yeah, he just makes that. How far do they move base? 8.
8. Yep.
Yeah. So
And if Sean's got 2 CP, he can ramming speed.
yeah, well, he can't get within 12 though. If he's 24 inches, if he's 24 inches away, 20 under 24, he has to
Yeah,
be
sorry.
within. Has to be
If he's
within.
23.9 is where he needs to be.
Yeah,
And
yeah, it has
he
to be
is.
within 18, right? Moves. No, yeah. So within 20. Sorry, you're right. You're good.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Because I was an evil man and put no advance in charge in this list.
You did, you savage. Let's just not give
Mhm.
them WA, like the best thing that they do.
Shh, shh. Well, it wouldn't
It
even
was
give them advances because they're not core.
they're not cool, exactly. Mind you, tell people what has changed about WA because this is a significant change, and
Oh yeah.
how big a deal do
So
you think
they
it's
they
going to
they
be?
didn't change speed wog. They changed the base wog, and they did 2 things. The first is the +1 attack that you get for the 2 turns also is now a +1 strength. That's pretty big, for a few reasons. One, it opens up some of the non-Goth uh, lists out there to be that strength 5 or strength 6 that they were missing when they weren't Goths. So that it'll bring some variety to the list, but more importantly, it that first turn of the Wog, you now have a 5 up invuln save on everything and a 6 up the second turn. That's huge because when you have the base Wog where you're advancing and charging, you're basically when it's a go turn, you're throwing everything out there, doing as much damage as you can, and then you're just sitting there hoping that you're going to survive to be able to punch again the next round. Getting that 5 up invuln really is really going to be a big deal.
Absolutely gigantic. You're going to just take a third less casualties on the turn when you
Yeah.
need to send it. I think it's a huge deal. I love it. I think it's a great change.
So I'm excited. I like I said before in the first game, I really wanted to list right with those new rules, but we were here, so I can't. But I will definitely be doing that this evening.
Love it. Looks like we
All
got
right. It
the.
looks like Sean's brought the one Gorkanut up around the corner. That's gonna be real tight him getting around onto that objective. I'm assuming that
Hmm.
Tyler's smart and not within an inch of the wall there.
Yeah. You got to assume
And
this is just the next turn play, or he just wants to draw a line of sight on the Vindicators. Because yeah, I don't think he can do anything there.
all right, and he looks like he's just going to babysit that backfield objective with a Def Dread and Mech Boss,
Hmm.
which is probably a good call. And then that should free up. Basically, he can have. What does he babysit the bottom right objective with?
Just he can just leave it with the Morka now if he wants. Between both the
Yeah, because the
Morka,
Morgonaut's going to have range to shoot, so
yeah,
it can shoot and still affect the Vindicators, or it can shoot the Raptors. And it's enough attacks that if the Raptors try to come up and get that objective, it can pick them up.
yeah. Do you think well, the Morka's not that flash in combat, is it?
It's got 4 attacks, but it can still do sweep, I believe, so it can get to 12. Let me look.
Hmm.
It's still weapon skill 3. Yeah, it's 4 attacks. It can sweep with its claw to make it 12 attacks at -2
Hmm.
damage.
How do we make demolishers not a joke? Demolisher cannons.
I think you just give them a flat number of shots.
Yeah, I would like to see them go to 2d3 shots and d3 plus 3 damage.
Yeah, something like that, just to make it a little less variable.
Yeah, just to give them a
Um,
good minimum amount of fire. Looks like the Raptors are within easy range to get on that objective, so they need to be dealt with.
yeah,
Between,
otherwise, because we're in Sean's 3, so
hmm,
yeah, he could definitely hurt him turn 4 primary.
yeah, I mean, I'm not
Doesn't
sure.
look like they've updated Sean's score yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure it matters. I think Sean's just measured and realized they have to advance in order to get on the objective, which I
Yeah.
think is what we just saw there. So if that is the case, then I mean they're not threatening. They've only got 2 plasma guns anyway. They don't really threaten much here,
Well, not
regardless.
even it's not even that, just them just physically getting on the objective takes 4 points from Sean.
Yeah, you can't have it. Just get him dead. This game is, I believe, out of Tyler's reach.
Well, we thought that before, and we were
We
proven wrong.
did. We were wrong. We were wrong. The only issues is do we have the whole picture with the scores we are looking at?
So it looks like what Sean's trying to do there is maybe shooting pickup. I'm guessing that's a character there in that little gap. Shoot the character and then charge around the wall. And looks
Oh,
like he's going to be trying to do the same thing with the Mork or the Mega Dread.
yep.
So he's looking to just, you're not
See
going
ya.
to have any objectives. I
Yeah.
don't care about your Vindicators anymore. You're staying off all the objectives.
Mm.
He'll take down all the banners. It's going to be a real uphill struggle to get Stranglehold.
Yep.
I bet you I know. I bet you that Gorkanaut moved up to get an angle on those cultists,
Hmm.
because now it's going to be putting out 50 shots at them
Yep.
with its twin shooters and its Deathstorm mega shooter. That gun that you said was horrible.
And legitimately, if you see what he's doing with the Death Dread in the top right, that is literally there to stop the re-rack of the cultist, because you can bring that unit back, take it off the board, bring it back at
Mhm.
full strength, and so he's body blocking it from coming on the top right hand corner. But the bottom right hand is still pretty wide open should he do it there. And
Yeah.
the character the character you pointed out, that is the Dark Apostle and Dark Disciples, I believe.
So I think he should move the Mecha Dread to midfield. So it's touching that wood, so it's not taking the negative modifier, but it looks like he's going to come around and try to deal with the Raptors. All right. I was thinking you move him up so he's not taking the negative, and you let him clip the whatchamacallit, the
Mm.
Dark Apostle, but it looks like he's going to use that to get the Raptors. But that will even, you could use the Morkonaut shooting to pick up the Dark Apostle as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's pretty easy, really. We've just been told in chat, apparently the new Chaos Vindicator is D3 plus 3 shots at AP4, but still D6 damage.
Looks like you almost saw the future.
Almost. They just didn't like how much damage I was going to give them. Um, yeah, it wouldn't be bad. Like they could have like 3D3 damage even, like the big Gorse Destructor has on the heavy Locust Destroyers. Like that'd be fine too. I don't think there's
Chat,
enough.
I'm not seeing any donations. Chat, like,
That's
this is
true.
your
That is.
golden opportunity to make me or Adam say anything. You could make me say how much I love Ennis Wilson or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
which would physically hurt me. Like I would be in physical pain for saying that.
Please don't traumatize only me out of this duo. That'd feel rough.
I make it a point of every week to try to put down Ennis on signals.
Yeah, I mean, fair. I mean, someone's got to do it. He just won a super major, all right?
His ego is out of control, and someone has to put him in his place.
Have you seen his WTC pod for Team Scotland? He's going to be put in
No,
his place. It's just,
I
he's in
couldn't.
the, I think he's in the hardest pod or equal hardest pod. It's going to be rough. Yeah. Interesting that he's decided to stay pretty. It looks like the movement phase is almost over, and he's decided to stay pretty stable. Um, the only things that have really moved, actually,
Yeah, I think he's
bugger
going to
all has
do what
moved.
you said he was going to do, which was, hey, just stabilize on that midfield,
Yeah.
kick him off his backfield objectives, and then just kind of grind it out, ride the
Mm.
point wave, so to speak.
Yeah, he doesn't really need to do much else apart from that. We might check out, jump over to the Sisters and Tunas game, just
Yeah.
see a quick call there, and we can come back and see where things have ended up at the end of
And
Sean's
here
turn.
we are.
They're coming out.
So it looks like the Swarmy's only down to 7 wounds. It was not
Yeah.
enough.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like, yeah, I mean, it looks like there's not a whole lot else was done to the other NID objectives, and the bodies are flowing forward. So,
Yeah, it looks
um,
like about half the gaunts in the bottom right were picked up, but the other squad is full sending up the top,
yeah,
and then the Gene Stealers are coming into the middle. The Gene Stealers is a thing I wish Mitch had the ability to like half kill, because I think that would
yeah,
have changed a lot. He just didn't have the range to reach out and get him.
did not. So, I'm gonna say it. I don't know if I'm Mitch. I don't know how to pull this game back at this point.
No, I think turn one losing. I th-
Losing 19 sisters or whatever it was.
did he make a mistake letting them be charged turn one? Like, should they have just
Yeah,
been
yeah.
6 inches back from where they were?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think there wasn't any advantage for them. I think being in that position,
Mm,
um, based on how the Nids were deployed, it wasn't like those sisters bolters were going to do a ton of damage. And you wanted those as a mid to late game trade piece for the center. Um, maybe he wanted them up there that so he could banner that first turn, but like
yeah,
again,
true.
he could have just moved up in his turn to banner.
Yeah. I mean, Mitch's list is a list that kind of doesn't do anything apart from
Yeah,
sling bolter shots, and bolter shots can only get you so far. The fact he has no Zephyrum, he has no like he has no aggressive units. He has nothing to dig himself out of trouble. It's rough, guys. It's pretty rough. In addition, he's got a bunch of like, I'm gonna say it, immolators suck.
yep,
Straight up blow. What do they got? Just 2 heavy bolters each?
yeah, I think so. Which is a grand total of 6 shots, which is just
Yay!
not the volume you need in this list right now against those
Yay!
Nids.
No, it doesn't do anything. Like it's
Yeah,
what? It's 4 hits, 3 wounds, maybe. Shooting Gene Stealers, they got an invuln. Maybe you killed 2. Maybe. If you're lucky.
yeah. I don't think my mic's picking it up in the background, but my hound is howling right now for dinner.
No, I can't hear.
Literally.
Can't hear it, mate. So all
My
good.
my wife's taking care of him, but he is singing the song of his people, which is "Feed me."
I heard Team Scotland was making tea. What's the chat? We were just talking about how Team Scotland might be in a rough spot WTC wise. Like they might be in the one of the hardest pods for the WTC draw.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, it's pretty spicy. Kiddo crew, either 2 heavy flamers or 2 multi-melters. I personally prefer the heavy flamers, but this isn't the right meta for those right now. But I'm hoping
You know what they need?
sometime
They
soon.
need to go over to the Death Watch and steal the Inferno Heavy Bolter.
Oh, how cool! Oh, that would actually be really cool, man. That's a great idea.
Just be like, can we borrow this for a minute?
Sorry, we need this. Like, we actually need this. How do we not have this? Who didn't let us have this?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, man. But yeah, heavy bolters are just not where it's at. We know this in the game at the moment.
No, there was a minute.
There was a hot minute.
Everything has a minute though. Everything has a
Yeah,
minute.
just about. I mean, Harlequins had their minute.
Except Chaos. Chaos never has a minute.
Hmm.
I'm just
Uh,
here to upset the Chaos fans.
Team Scotland smashed into Team England and others at Newcastle. Well, yeah, Inez won that super major, didn't he? Over Manny, who's one of the team
Yeah.
England members. So it could be a sneaky. I always root for Scotland. The first one I went to, 2018, Scotland came third, and they were so freaking happy. They were
Wait, you're
so
not
chuffed.
rooting for the Australians?
No, I'm rooting for the Australians above any others. But then it goes in precedence below that. It goes
Okay, good.
Ireland and Scotland equal, and the rest.
All right,
Are
just
you
making
are
sure, man.
you are you a reject or downtrodden by the British? I'm rooting for you.
Uh,
Canada's not far behind that mob as well.
I just visited Canada on my way to Alaska. It was very nice.
Nice.
I very much right now sitting in this 90-degree house wish I was in Canada.
Yeah, you prefer the
It's
cold? You're a cold weather man?
right now I do. There's
Ah,
only so
yeah.
many clothes I can take off, stream.
It's true. It's
Be
true.
glad that I am voice only right now.
It's actually quite cold in Australia.
Yeah,
So
I was actually in voice chat with someone from Australia the other day, and they're like, "Oh man, I got to get my coat," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's winter there." I'm
yeah,
like, "Oh no, it's so hot."
our winter ain't a real winter by the rest of the
Hey,
world standards.
still.
So
All
we've got
right.
some shots. That pennant engine in the top left getting backed by the Devourers. The issue is once those Devourer gaunts make the charge into take your pick, either the
Yeah,
pennant
that
engine if it's
objective
still
is
alive,
theirs.
it's gone forever. Absolutely gone forever.
Mhm.
But mind you, look, it does look like Mitch was planning to hold the bottom three.
3.
Um,
He's just
I'm not
not
sure.
succeeding at that.
I just not sure he's done enough. Yeah, I don't think he's
Yeah,
rolled well enough, or the loss of the 20 sisters at the top was just too big a blow. He how many Imolays did he start with? With 3 or
I believe
4?
so.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna have a
believe it
quick
was
look.
3.
I've got a funny feeling it was 4. Like it was a stupid amount. Yeah, 4. He's got So
Oh
2 of them are
god.
dead.
Yeah,
Unless
that's big.
yeah, crazy actually. How are we doing in chat, guys? You enjoying your time at Charity Hammer? It is just getting started. Curie, Canada love you too, fellas. We love you too. My catch is always open for you, Seth. DZ, Innes also beat Team England captain in round 5 as well. I don't know. We don't need to pump up Innes. He does enough. He does enough of that himself.
Yeah, that's the
Uh,
entire point, chat, is I am here to keep Ennis's ego in check.
mm.
All right, we've
um,
got some Gene
but
Stealers coming in to finish off the triumph, it looks like.
yeah, Triumph looks like he's got 6 wounds left. Gonna get annihilated, unfortunately.
Yep.
Gene Stealers are kind of the perfect thing to kill it.
And there goes Swarmy as well.
Yeah. Yikes. Us, yes, Swarmy's going to pile in. Gene Stealers are going to go. Um, rough is the
Yeah,
word.
this is looking kind of rough right now for Mitch and the sisters.
Is it weird that
I think
this one's looking just as rough as the other one now?
yeah.
Mm.
Maybe we can flip back and see what's happened over there. See if the final blow has been
Well,
struck.
So what's interesting here is that this is a game where turn 1 was used. Turn 1 was almost used the same by both players. The Tyranid player launching turn 1 assault
Yeah,
with
and
the Gene
his turn
Stealers.
one succeeded versus
Exactly.
the
Exactly.